Hello survivors, hi friends and family. This is Roy from Bootsy Sweethearts Guide to Life and Other Disappointing Experiences, showing you that I made a crochet flower. So what? Stay tuned and see what I do with it. In my previous video, I showed you how I make my take on making a very simple 5-petal flower made with chains, slip stitches, and single crochets, and I've embellished them, some of them with beads. And the purpose of this was to show beginners what they can do with just 3 little basic stitches. And now I want to put these to use. In another video, I showed you my Bootsy Sweethearts um, journal that I was making. Let's put it upside down, right side up. And it was just overflowing with junk, papers and notes. And the purpose of this video is to show you what I did with the couple of these simple flowers to make a cover for my new journal, the Bootsy Sweethearts Planning Journal. So I hope you enjoy this. This is just a prototype. The final one, hello, the final one will be out as we work on it step by step. And so it's a long-term project. Thank you for watching. Stay with me, and I hope you enjoy this and get some entertainment out of it. Thanks. So right now I'm keeping all of my notes and plans and ideas and my groups all in one compo book. And my goal is to streamline this, organize it, make a permanent cover, increase at some point the spine, and make this more permanent with uh, some pockets and all kinds of places to store little things. But I also want to have um, a group of signatures that come out. So I'll remove the signatures that come in the book and um, let me put this here. Find a way to put it back that I can take it out and replace it. So I have this is, by the way, a prototype. This won't be the finished product. I'll be working on this probably throughout the summer. But my idea was to make a pocket cover to go on the inside and outside and decorate it somehow with these beautiful flowers. I'm trying to give also some ideas for brand new crocheters how to use very simple stitches to make some things that are very practical. So this is an old leg from a pair of shorts, pants, summer shorts. Um, and it's not big enough, but I'm going to put a frame around it when everything's laid out and attached. So it doesn't have to be the same size as the finished product. But this is what I'm going to do. Create a panel for the front cover and just a sample pocket to see how we make this fit. First thing I'm going to do is put the stems in. Oh, I have a squeaky chair. Sorry about that. Put the stems in and decide where the flowers are going to be placed. I'm just using a regular fabric marker. They'll disappear, but you can use pen or pencil because the crochet chains that I'm going to use for the stem will hide the marks. So I go into my huge collection of crochet chains, and I have some videos on that previous, and I find a brown that I like for the stems, and I left them all different lengths because I can cut them and tie the ends off so that they don't unravel. And I'm just getting an approximation. My choice for this is to sew them on. So I'm using a borrowed sewing machine because my old brother has failed. And I'm going to zigzag this chains right onto the fabric. See, pretty wide zigzag. You move slowly. You can tack it down if you want. They have embroidery pins that work well if you want to do it that way. I have a cording foot on that has a channel for the cord to fit through, in this case the stem, and just keep doing it. This is very fast and it's strong, sturdy, but it changes the look of it. It flattens out the chain a lot. So you're losing some of the height, but if you're doing a journal or something and you want this inside pages, that's nice. Plus it's also a nice look. So here's the skeleton of the stems that I that I made, and I like this panel a lot. However, let's see what happens when I start auditioning flowers. Now remember, this panel is going to be a little bit bigger, but not much bigger. So I'll put some flowers there. I have so many. Those of you who are crocheters will find that you just sit and knock these out. I mean, they don't go very fast, but they go fast. And you can have a whole bunch in no time at all. Adding the beads takes a little time. You can glue them in. Then what I did is I took some felt, backed it with my Heat and Bond, my favorite, on the back, and I sewed a little vein going down the middle. You peel off the protective covering, and now comes the learned lesson for this group of projects. Don't get too close to acrylic yarn with a very, very hot craft iron, because the acrylic yarn melts. Well, this is looking just a little too crowded for my liking. So I think I'm going to save this panel for another project. Let me start back from the beginning. So I've gotten another piece of fabric, a little bit bigger than the one before, and I am planning this out for just a few stems. Again, I like odd numbers. Ooh, my hair during isolation. Look at this. So we're going to make 3 stems, and I just freehand it in. I had a little bit of planning in mind, but mainly just to keep it very simple, because it's the cover, and I don't want it to take up too much. I mean, I want it to take up a lot of stress and strain, and the more things I put on it, the more difficult it'll be to keep it firm and from falling apart. The way I like to do this one was to hand sew it. I love hand sewing. Now, a lot of people don't. I find it really relaxing. It takes time, you know. Be careful you don't get any additional hemoglobin on your backing fabric. But just generally, I like sewing by hand. So what I'm doing here is I'm actually making 2 trips on each stem. I'm going up one side, catching one of the loops, and then going down the other side. So here we go. 3 stems, 3 flowers. Simple, and I hope it turns out the way I imagined it. What I'm going to do here is glue based the flower onto the top of the stem. So I can move it around so it'll be easier to attach because I'm going to hand sew the flower on. That makes it, again, very, very sturdy. It's going to take a lot of beating, this um, book, for sure. I'm starting to reimagine it. Um, I'm not sure how much I need a lot of signatures, but I'll see. I may be okay with just the one book, because I want it to be portable. Now, this is kind of pretty, but what I'm noticing is it looks a little unbalanced. I should talk about unbalanced. Ooh. And I don't know. I just don't like the arrangement. And with my eagle eye of an artistic eye, I'm looking at it saying, well, I think the big flower maybe I should move and make it more in the center. Let me just take a look at what it looks like this way. Yeah, now I'm more positive. I'm not liking exactly where that red flower is, as opposed to the blue flower. It doesn't have to be this fussy, believe me. Uh, yeah, well, I think what I may wind up doing, let me see what happens when we add some of the leaves. See how easy it is? And then you go over and you just hit it with an iron. And they stick fairly well. I'll go back and put some hand stitches in just to secure them, because sometimes if the edge comes up, the applique can peel off fairly easy if it gets caught on anything. And this is going to be a heavily used book, so little hard to get these. And I think in this case less is more. You can get too crowded. I have to put a title on it, and I still have to put a border around it. Yeah, no, it's not bad. Not bad. Now I'm going to move the blue flower and switch it out to make it look a little more balanced, I think. Pretty. What do you think? I think it's a nice little project for someone who's first learning how to crochet, or even an expert who wants to cover a book or make a panel for something. So I'm going to put a frame around it and make a sleeve, not a pocket. I'm going to make a sleeve. Oh, yeah, let me do this now. See? I don't know whether you can tell, but to me, that's a big difference. I was an architect major in college for 2 years. And I took a lot of art classes. So maybe I do have a little bit of an eye. Anyway, I chose to sew the flowers on the fabric backing. They're strong. It'll hold on through all kinds of harsh treatment. The other thing about sewing the flower on is you can see, well, I don't know if you can see close up, sometimes the beads will disappear a little bit, will get buried. And if you sew them on the flowers, you can sew near the bead and the bead can pop out more. So I'm enjoying this. This is a lot of fun for me. You can hot glue the flowers, and I will do the hot glue. I'll make another one of these, another video, where I'll probably use more hot glue, and hopefully it'll be the final one as well. So I'll combine some stitching and some glue to make sure it really, really stands up to a lot of wear. And there's no special stitches. It's just in and out. Take a small bite on the top and have your longer stitches on the bottom, on the back of the fabric. And no one will see your ugly stitching. Maybe you're an experienced embroiderer. I just like to embroider, but don't look at the back of my projects most of the time. Um, it can be a bit sloppy. Oh, but usually you don't see the back. That's pretty. I'm liking this a lot. So what do we do with these beautiful little flowers? Very simple flowers. I made a sleeve for a composition book. I think it turned out pretty nice. So all it is a border of some scrap fabric I have. Remember, this is a prototype. I backed it with a sleeve with another piece of matching fabric. Um, Measured it perfectly and accurately. That'll be the day. And I am liking how it turned out, so I'm going to continue with uh, a new cover, one that will be the final one, because now I like my prototype. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this sleeve. I'm going to do something with it. I like it too much. But I notice simple is better. And there is my simple crochet flower book cover, book sleeve, with room to make pockets on the inside cover. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.
From your pillow to the shadow of a willow tree and tiptoe through the tulips with me. Knee deep in flowers we'll play, we'll see the showers of way. And if I kiss you in the garden, in the moon,